let's talk about the Mag 7, right? Mag 7 stocks. These stocks represent a significant portion of movement for the S&P 500, which might be the reason why they're practically down so far for the year on average. Let's take a look at the charts. We're going to look at the sentiment for each of these, and I'm also going to see if there's any patterns for any of these stocks in the future. Mag 7, we're going to start with Apple. So Apple is down about 2% for 2025, right? What we're looking at, though, if you see the yellow mark on the screen, that's where we started out the year. This is where we are right now. You take a look at Apple. Now, when I look at this chart and I look at the trends on the chart, I didn't throw everything on here, right? But Apple still has a pretty healthy uptrend as we go towards the month of May, right? We're looking out there all the way into April and May, and the longer term chart shows about $270 as an upside target for Apple. Take a look at Microsoft, off 3% this year. Their chart's mixed. I mean, if you look at the last 6 to 8 months, it's seen higher highs. 470, for instance, was last year's high. We're trading right down here around 408. We're on the low end of this particular range, and it doesn't look like Microsoft wants to see those old highs anytime soon. All right, you look at 408. We're a good, I want to say 15, 17% off the highs from last year for Microsoft. Moving forward, look at Google. Google's also down 3% since January. Their short-term trend looks down when you're taking a look at what happened on Friday. All right, Friday we took a big move down in Google. Their outlook, their short-term outlook is questionable because Google is not exactly where everybody's going for search anymore, right? A lot of folks are using ChatGPT for search before they go to Google. So it's hurting Google's future outlook. Take a look at Amazon. Amazon just went negative for the year on Friday. They were positive all year long and then came back. And of course, Friday we went from the plus side to the minus side due to potential tariffs on future earnings and of course China, which is where a lot of their products are originating. NVIDIA, we just talked about, it is just above its break even for the year. And of course, Tesla is down nearly 12% this year. It's also about 40% off of the highs that occurred in December. Still slightly higher than the chart you see when you look at that August low down there around, I want to call that about 190, but well off the highs from just a few months ago. Now, the last chart I want to show you is the actual best one of the group, and that's Meta. Meta is the big kahuna of the Mag 7, up about 16% year to date, and it's off significantly from where it was just about a week or two ago, right? So looking at this Mag 7, what are we seeing? Well, Meta's the best of the 7 this year. It's up 16%. Tesla's down 12%. Overall, the Mag 7 is underperforming the markets. Basically, it's this. It's fear of tariffs. It's China. It's AI, right? And even the lack of AI that's really pushing this group. Are there any buying patterns developing that nobody else is seeing right now in this group? And that's what I want to show you. Meta is actually seasonally bullish to May. I pulled Meta up because, number one, it's the only chart that's ahead for the year. Number two, it's got seasonal bullish patterns that show continuations. So, buy the strongest, sell the weakest. That's something that's been around forever. But when you look at seasonality does tell us that indeed may end up happening as well. Although when you look at this seasonality chart I have here, it's showing a 15% move higher between now and May. A lot of that might already be baked in, although we did give away quite a bit here just in the last couple of weeks for Meta. But here's probably the most interesting thing I want to show you about the Mag 7. These are options IV ranges. What I mean by that is that since all of these, with the exception of NVIDIA, have announced earnings, I'm taking a look at these top 6. And what you see here is NVIDIA is up at the top. That's because the implied volatilities, when you look at all those options, they're the most expensive for NVIDIA. You know why? They haven't announced earnings yet. But then after that, everything drops. Tesla Motors, 22% of its range. Microsoft, 20% of its range. Apple, 18. Amazon, 13. Look all the way down here at the bottom. You want to know where the cheapest options are in the Mag 7? They are in Meta. So if you like Meta, and there's some reason you like it as a bull, maybe you're a trend trader, maybe you trade seasonals like I do, maybe there's something else out there, and you're an option buyer, this is your time, because these options are nearly as cheap as they've been all year long.